You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Beerus, the god of destruction. Make sure you subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and push the like button for me, or else I'll Hakai you from existence.
Oh, and do make sure to watch the entire video all the way through. And to follow UnrealEntGaming on both Instagram and Twitter.
Whiz, enough. On to the video.
As the original Merno's Great Merger now draws ever so closer, his clone is now left in scouring the Super Dragon Ball Heroes timeline, enacting on one final mission before returning to the original, as the original plans on invading the multiverse as seen on the previous manga chapter video, with our heroes Jiren, Hit, Gogeta, and even others such as Hearts having to now confront Merno. Merno is now looking to collect as much resources as he possibly could while he's there, but the question going forward is, will there be anyone to stand in his way in preventing him in doing so, or is Merno simply going to act by using his Ultra Instinct abilities in getting the job done and finally having to return to the original? Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related and want to be kept up to date with everything in regards to Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Super manga, and everything involving the Dragon Ball IP, then I do encourage you guys to go on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single video on this channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply stoked, ready, and excited to see what the future holds in regards to the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your support, and let's dive straight into the video. As our story continues with Merno having to reveal to our heroes along with Hearts that in fact he is that of an angel while wielding Ultra Instinct, with everyone having to observe this with absolute disbelief, Gohan then went on to ask, are you guys seeing this? That aura and that heat, that's what Dad went on to do against Jiren. He has Ultra Instinct? As this was in fact the first time that Future Trunks had ever seen Ultra Instinct, as Future Trunks went on to ask, Ultra Instinct? What is that? So he's a god after all. That explains it. As Merno then went on to chime in by responding, I am beyond the status of a god, mortal, but I don't have time to explain that to any of you at the moment. Now let's hurry it up and finish this battle. I have dinner plans with the Grand Priest and the Omni King to attend to very shortly. And what a feast it's going to be, as an angered Hearts went on to then ask, you are of god status? An angel? So you've come to protect the throne, have you? Whatever your plans are, they won't come to pass. Not while I stand to oppose you. This heat and this power, I've seen Goku use this before. The Universal Seed has room for it to grow, so I will use this to take that from you and make your power mine. The gods will fall beneath my boots. I swear they will. As Merno then went on to turn his head by responding, oh please, mortal, you don't know what conquering a god is even like. You are made to serve, not to lead. In fact, you are really starting to annoy me with this self-righteous nonsense. You are but a placement holder, nothing more. As Hearts went on to ask, am I now? According to whom? But that's when Merno went on to speed blitz right in front of Hearts by responding, according to me, mortal slave. And in typical fashion, Merno then went on to strike Hearts directly in the stomach, as even Hearts' goggles went on to shatter, as Merno went on to then tell him, do you know what would have happened if you went against the gods by yourself? You would have been slaughtered, Merno says, just like you will be slaughtered by me now. Only I possess the true power of divine destruction. You are but a cheap copy of what you'd wish you'd be. And as soon as Hearts is then shown having to spit out blood by crying out, impossible, that's when Jiren went on to redirect his focus to Gogeta by telling him, hey Saiyan, we need to use everything in our ability to destroy him before he destroys us. Worry not about the planets if it can be restored. As Gogeta responds, you're right. We have no choice. But even then, when going back to Hearts and Merno, Hearts in an act of desperation proceeds to launch all of the little orbs surrounding his body directly at Merno, and as he did, Hearts was extremely confident that these dense spherical objects were going to do the trick, as Hearts went on to shout, enough! now be grinded to dust. But then, instead of these objects having to do any kind of damage to Merno, what Merno ends up doing is Merno catches each and every single one of them with complete ease, as he then went on to control the objects by then telling Hearts, no, I'll take these, thank you very much. Were you trying to impale my body by using these? These orbs are extremely dense, Merno says, and filled with power, yes. Now we're talking, mortal, but you lack proper control. Here, let me show you how it's done. And Hearts is shook as he went on to ask, what is he? How is he able to use my own universal seed against me like this? There's no way this is really happening. He's controlling them as if it's nothing. And as soon as Merno was then shown sticking his arm out and launching the spherical objects directly at Hearts, that's when Merno went on to then tell Hearts, here's where the curtains for this circus comes to a close, peasant. As it was only then where these spherical objects that were once controlled by Hearts are then shown having to go right through Hearts' body, there is essentially no hope for Hearts left as his body is literally turned into Swiss cheese. Merno then by no means was finished, as of course he was running on borrowed time, and as he wanted to make sure that there was nothing left of Hearts, as Merno then went on to respond, oh damn it, I missed the most important part of his entire body. Let's take care of that then, shall we? Hold still, Merno says. You won't feel a thing. And as soon as Merno then dashes right towards Hearts yet again, Merno then went on to waste little time in literally having to impale Hearts right through the head, and as he did, Merno then went on to take the liberty in gloating about the situation as Merno went on to comment, there we are, right there. I don't know how I could have missed that. The game of life ends here for you, but don't worry, I'll make great use of your power in a matter of moments when I return to my original body. There is only one supreme life form here, Merno says. Now I have become death, the destroyer of worlds, the destroyer of all life, as Merno then took it upon himself in literally wiping out Hearts completely, because Merno knew that he was in fact on borrowed time and he wanted to make this quick. And as the dust then began to settle through the smoke, Merno then went on to comment, now then mortals, now that this one is out of the way, who's next? Go on, step right up. Come one, come all, Merno says. Everyone is open to be served here today. Now who's it going to be? As Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta went on to step up in his attempts of punching Merno, but with Merno displaying his speed in outpacing Gogeta, that's when Gogeta went on to respond, damn you, angel or not, we're not going to let you get away with this. Ah, Gogeta, Merno says. Oh really? And here I thought you'd be the last on my list to die. Well, it's a good thing you stepped up first, because I haven't forgotten about what you've done to me. I owe you, as Merno then out of nowhere created an energy saber in which went on to impale Gogeta right through the chest in an act of revenge following the events of what Broly and Gogeta had done to Merno in his timeline. Merno saw it out in having to wipe out Gogeta right then and there, as Merno then went on to continue, here's to killing two birds with one stone. I don't expect you to remember, let alone even know about it, but in my timeline, you helped that mortal savage Broly along with my brother Whis and father to destroy my clone. I felt pain the likes of which you could not understand by your disgusting hands. I hope you remember this. I siphoned enough out of you. Your power from this timeline will do just fine, along with the battle memories retained by both Goku and Vegeta. And everyone else is shocked as Piccolo went on to comment, damn him, he's stronger than we imagined he would be. We have to help Gogeta now, as even Jiren went on to respond, he took the fusion out as though it was nothing, as Gohan went on to chime in, but we don't have any sensu beans left, Piccolo. Gohan, you go get them, Trunks says. I'll help Gogeta up while we figure something out. We have to hurry. And with Merno then shown looking on down, he seems to be very delighted at the situation at hand, as Merno went on to ask, why are you all acting so surprised? I'm an angel. The difference between us couldn't be more obvious. Now then, which one of you is next? Oh, and don't try to run away to get those beans either. If you think you're faster than me, then you're more delusional than I thought. As over back within the Dark Dimension, the original Merno is then shown meditating, as Merno went on to then comment, I can feel their sorrow from here. They will all soon see. Finish the mission and return to me at once. There is only but 10 minutes remaining until the merger begins. I expect you to carry this through without failure. I've been waiting eons for this, Merno says. bottomless power, infinite potential. The heads of the Omni King and the Grand Priest will soon be mine. As over back with Jiren, he went on to waste little time in charging up for a blast and telling Merno, if you want a challenge, then fight me. As Merno went on to gladly accept and having to slash through Jiren's attack with his energy sword by responding, but how could I forget about Universe 11's mightiest warrior? How ironic of you. In my time, you were protected by my sister along with Universe 11's God of Destruction who gave his life to see you live. Well, I have news for you, Merno says. As Jiren went on to attempt to punch Merno, he then continues, they won't be here to save you from me today. You are quite the opponent when we met before, but I can tell you are not the same as when we battled. And as soon as Merno then went on to speed blitz behind Jiren, he then wasted little time in using 2 energy blades and impaling Jiren from behind by telling him, but that doesn't excuse you from the debt that needs to be paid. And as we then observe how Trunks is shown helping Gogeta up, he then went on to tell him, hey, please hang in there, we need you. I never thought it would ever come down to this, but we need you to still fight. Just don't give in. As Gogeta went on to respond, Trunks, Gohan won't make it on time. This angel, he's looking to finish us quickly. We can't let him. With of course Merno shown delivering one more message to Jiren, he then went on to ask him, does it sting, trooper? I promise that this won't be the last time you see my face again. But in the meantime, as Merno went on to throw Jiren down, he then continues, I've gotten what I could from you within the time I have. What say we end this, Merno asks. And as soon as Merno then is shown having to hold his hand up in the air and creating a massive energy ball in the sky, that was when Merno went on to comment, I will create the spark that leads you all into the darkness. Power that cannot be rivaled. Where are your mighty gods and angels to defend you now, mortals? Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be heard. They've abandoned you, just as they have all once abandoned me when I needed them. You are looking at your end. Right here. The collection is complete. The time has finally come. And the entire multiverse and every living creature will burn. Any last words, Merno asks, as a wounded Gogeta went on to respond, no, this can't be. There has to be something that we can do to stop him. I'm not giving up, Gogeta says. I still have to try. As Merno went on to respond, you're insane. Try as you'd like, Saiyan, but the end result will always be the same. Here's to the destruction of you and your entire planet, Merno shouts, as he then proceeded in launching this gigantic energy attack down at everyone and having to consume all of the fighters whole. The last thing that Gogeta ever said before being destroyed was, I'm sorry everyone, forgive me. And as everyone, including the Earth itself, was then being shown destroyed, Merno took it upon himself in once again having to watch all of this unfold as Merno went on to comment, serves you mortals right. The contradiction of the gods will be corrected. Mortals pretending as though they are within the same rank as the divine? What a twisted backwards way of living. It's time I return, though I'm beginning to detect something coming. A creature with unusual energy. Perhaps the source of the problems of this timeline? Now I see. So be it, as the original went on to contact the clone by telling him, the time has come. Finish collecting the remaining resources and return to me immediately. All of the other clones are beginning to gather. The time for my great awakening is here, as only then, the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of Merno's alternate timeline invasion manga chapter special then comes to a close. Now, this is it. The clone Merno had now completed his mission in getting what he needed from this specific timeline. However, before he returns to the original, there seems to be an unusual energy detection that Merno had felt, which ultimately right now there are only 2 more manga chapters remaining before diving into the original story, but the question going forward is who exactly is about to reveal themselves in making their presence known to Merno, and will they have any sort of effect and or influence in stopping the clone Merno from returning to the original, because based on what the original had called for, it looks like the time for the great merger is happening right now, to in which we are currently working on the next manga chapter, which should be available on the channel as soon as we end up crushing our our like goal, as of course the like goal for this video, in order for us to jump into the next manga chapter, the semi-final chapter, is going to be 7,000 likes. So it's a very simple like goal to achieve, because all you guys really have to do is give this video a big fat thumbs up by slapping that like button down below, and that's essentially it. So going forward, however, it looks as though Merno is trying to get his revenge on said characters for what they've done to him before, which to some extent ties in directly with what Merno had to go through when he fought against various different characters from other universes. However, with the original statements and having to gather everyone right now, it looks like the time has finally come, and I can't wait to present the final story of Merno's vengeance, as of course his original body comes into fruition and invades the multiverse. So as always, I want to thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, then be sure to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and give this video a big fat thumbs up. Also, if you guys have missed out on the previous manga chapter videos, then be sure to go on ahead and check those out down below. Thank you all once more for being here. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down the comment section below and in the next video. Have a great day, everybody, and take care. Peace. And a quick little reminder before you exit the video, if you guys are unaware, follow me on my secondary channels, which are also used to discuss and talk about all kinds of different subjects and topics, including gaming and live streams, beginning with Unreal Network, which is a channel dedicated in discussing all kinds of movies, breakdowns, current events, scary stories, theories, and more. So if you are someone who is into the entertainment world, then that's the channel for you. So head on over and subscribe over on Unreal Network, which up next is Unreal Vlogs, where I bring you guys a little closer into my life in taking you behind the scenes with vlogging content, parody videos, reactions, motivational videos, uplifting videos, and more. So if you want to get to know me on more of a personal level, then that's the channel for you. Hit that subscribe button to always be in the loop with Unreal Vlogs. And lastly, my gaming channel, Unreal Royale, where on that channel we dive more into the world of gaming, ranging from all different kinds of video games, from Dragon Ball to Resident Evil to Grand Theft Auto, Halo, Gears of War, Minecraft, all kinds of horror games, shooters, RPGs, and more, including live streams. So if you're a gamer and are into the gaming world, then smash that subscribe button over at Unreal Royale and experience the ride with me. I want to thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so very much for your support, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you in the next video.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up, on? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes, but Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Freezer.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
But once you get video, lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate!
Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan. This is my moment. I'm a part of his notification squad. Universe 7 can have all the fun. I just want the food.
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Show some love for the best community on YouTube.
Kakarota!